Hello and welcome back to this AWS course. We're currently in section 4 and this is lesson 10, and in this lesson we're going to bulk upload image files to the S3 bucket using a shell script. So if you'd like to follow along, the source code is available if you visit richardbraycourses.co.uk and then go to section 4 of this course and click on the repo link. You'll find that in the repo there's a folder for each lesson, and this is lesson 10, so all you need to do is open this folder and grab this code here. So with that, I've got the code open in Visual Studio Code. In order to upload the images, I've written a short script which I'll walk you through. So the first thing it does is it calls AWS SSM get parameter. The location of the API server is stored in SSM, and we go off and get it and assign it to this variable here. It's actually got a slash on the end of it, so this just removes the slash so that we can add a slash back later. Makes it look just a little bit tidier. Okay, so now I have stored some photos that I want to upload in a directory called photos to upload. You can see here I've just got 9 images. So I've set this photos directory to /photos to upload, because this script is actually going to run from this package.json, so it's going to run as if the current directory is the root of this project. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is delete every single photo in the S3 bucket. So clearly this is just a testing routine, and you would never do this in production ever, but it does make this script idempotent. You can run it over and over again. It'll just delete all the photos in the bucket and then it loads new ones in. So here we do curl -sf. S is for silent and F just means fail fast. And then here we say -x delete, which is specifying the HTTP request method. This is going to be an HTTP delete. And then finally, we specify the endpoint. And as we've already covered, this is API base URL followed by a slash, and then photos is going to be our endpoint. Now we'll go and implement this delete function in a moment, but let's just look at how the rest of the script works. So the next thing we do is we iterate through all the files in the photos directory using photo as an iterator. And then we make a curl call again, this time to the presigned URL endpoint, and grab a presigned URL for that photo and assign it to upload URL. And we report an error if that goes wrong. Otherwise, we then do another curl, a curl put this time, to that presigned URL, and we upload a photo. Now we have seen using curl to do this in an earlier lesson, so I'm assuming you understand this code fairly well. If you don't, then just go back. I think it might be lesson 7. You'll find a whole lesson about testing this endpoint using curl. Okay, so this will upload each photo in turn, and then finally we make a call to the photos endpoint that we implemented in the last lesson, and that will give us a list. It'll actually give us presigned URLs for every image in the bucket, but the only reason we're getting hold of it is so that we can count how many there are. So this line just takes the response, runs it through grep, then a word count, and this just removes spaces. So come up with a count that we can then echo back to the user. So before we run this, I'd just like to show you this new delete endpoint that I've written. So let me go over here to app.ts. And by now this should be fairly familiar. This is an almost exact copy of the photos endpoint that we wrote in the last lesson. If you remember, here's our photos get endpoint, and it assigns a client, gets the bucket name, it then requests a list of all the objects, and then it goes through and gets a presigned URL for each one. Well, in this endpoint, we're going to do something very similar. We're going to get the client, get the bucket name, we're going to ask for a list of all the items in the bucket, we're going to iterate through all the items using S3 file as an iterator. But this time, for each item that's got a key, we're going to add it to this photos to delete array, which is an array of JavaScript objects where each object has got a single property, which is a key parameter. So by the time we've completed this little for loop, we should have an array of JavaScript objects in the correct form to pass to this delete objects command, and we send the bucket name and a list of objects to delete in this format, and that will delete everything. And we then report back how many items were deleted in this deleted property here. So with that, let's go ahead and run this. Just before I do, one last thing, I thought I'd just show you the S3 bucket as it currently stands is currently completely empty. So the first thing we'll do is just do a prun deploy everything to get all the code loaded into AWS. And then we will go up here and follow the URL for the CloudFront distribution, and that will open our website. And because there's nothing in the bucket right now, it's just displaying our stock images. So the next thing I'll do is run our little script. So to do that, I've added this script here, bulk image upload will run a script. So all I need to do is use my prun alias. I'll say prun bulk image upload, and it's looked in the bucket. It hasn't deleted anything because nothing exists, and now it says bucket now contains 9 photos. So if I go back to this web page and refresh it, we can see that it's uploaded my 9 photos. Very nice. And just to prove its idempotency, if I run it again, this time it'll say it's deleted 9, and then it re-uploads them all, and we should find that they're all still there. So that's worked very nicely. So I'll bring this lesson to a close, and I'll see you in the next.